Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the On Fire B2B podcast, where we take business owners and CEOs in the B2B space. 6 questions in 9 minutes, because the best know how to be concise and when to end. So, with that, first question for our guest today, in a couple of sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it and the opportunity to be here. My name's Tom DuFore. I'm the CEO of Big Sky Franchise Team, and we help companies to franchise their business. That's our core focus.
Fantastic. Question number 2, Tom, what is the best thing about working with businesses?
The best thing to me is our primary customer tends to be an entrepreneur, and I love working with the entrepreneur. I love working directly with the owner, the energy, enthusiasm, the fire and passion they have for their service or product, whatever it is they're offering or selling. That's for me probably my most favorite thing about doing what we do.
All right, excellent. And question number 3, I'm hearing from other top CEOs and executives that using quotes and testimonials from clients dramatically increases conversions and sales. Your thoughts?
Well, I would tend to agree. It's all going to be based on the price point of what you're selling for your product or service. So quotes are great if the product or service you're selling is probably less than $1,000 or less than $500. It really can help get that click to sale a lot more quickly. But I think as the value or the cost of your product increases, quotes are great, but at the end of the day, people still want to check references. For example, with our company, we are a professional service. It's a high ticket item. Clients or prospective clients still want to call references, still want to see video testimonials. So, I mean, it's a yes and no that I'm saying out there, but getting quotes in more than just in a video or live person form is beneficial as well.
Excellent, great point. Question number 4, what advice would you share with other companies working in the B2B industry?
Sure. So I would say based on just, our service model and what we do, I think the B2B business to business company seldom thinks about franchising as a method to expand their business. And my advice would be to any business, if you're an owner out there running a profitable business, if you're profitable and operating and thinking about growing and you're growth minded, you need to consider franchising, period. Whether you choose to or not doesn't matter. But the fact that you have a business, franchising at its core is a method of distribution. And when you're looking to grow, you should consider it. All too often, people think of restaurants or hotels in franchising. But just as an example, we have professional engineering companies that are clients of ours, and staffing agencies, and marketing companies, and all different, a broad cross-section of industries that you would never think of in terms of franchising, because very often they don't use franchising in their public display of what they are actually doing. They may refer to themselves as a license or a partnership or an affiliate or a dealer or some other term. But when you look under the hood, as the saying goes, you would actually see that it's a franchise contract and a franchise model that's tucked underneath of it. And so we have a unique franchise blueprint offering that's a detailed, specific program that anyone thinking about franchising, we do a deep dive to assess, does this make sense or not? So we'd be happy to talk to your listeners about that as well.
Excellent information. Lots of good nuggets in there. Question number 5, what other top CEOs and business owners in the B2B industry, like yourself, Tom, would you like to recognize as a leader and should receive an invitation to be a guest on this podcast?
Yeah, so I would say some folks that I've worked with that I think are fantastic. I would mention Gary Rabine, Bob Steinhardt, Pete Dosick. These are all leaders in their space. One is in national facilities maintenance, one's a great CPA, and the other one's a great franchise attorney. All of those are people that I would definitely recommend.
Very good. Look forward to connecting with all of them, and what great resources for what you do. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Been fabulous on time. We still have 4 minutes on the clock. So final question, tell us about your first sale.
Yeah, my first sale that I was thinking about that, I'm glad I had this question to prep a little bit. I had to dig deep in the back of my memory bank here to pull that up. But for me, my first sale that I can really recall, where it was my real first sale, was when I was, would have been maybe 18 or 19 years old. I was in college, and my father owns a used car lot. And so I just had a summer job helping out, kind of doing a bit of everything: porter, moving cars, washing cars, the whole thing. And I just happened to be in the office by myself. And, it never fails. And a new customer comes in, and I'm, sweaty palms. I'm so nervous. Oh, my goodness. Walked the lot with them, and they said, yes, they like this one car, and get them set up. Oh, my goodness, what am I doing? And anyway, sat down and told them the price and got confirmation, and they said, sure, let's go. And we filled out the paperwork. I had no idea what I was doing. And they gave a check for a hold or a deposit or whatever it was. And I couldn't believe that people did that. And, that they bought the car from me, because I was, 18 or 19 years old. But it worked out well. So I'll always remember the sweaty palms and just being nervous and really having no clue what I was doing. So anyway, that's the first sale.
Great story, great story. And guess what, Tom? You did it.
All right.
6 questions, yep, 9 minutes, because the best know how to be concise and when to end. Your website, say it real quick so people can connect with you after the podcast.
Sure. Our website is bigskyfranchiseteam.com. bigskyfranchiseteam.com.
Excellent. And we typed it in the description of the podcast for you guys. Be sure to connect with Tom. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. And remember, don't stop believing. For those that are listening and watching, be sure to check out other episodes of the On Fire B2B podcast. This is April Renee. Create a terrific day.